Desiree, Linnette, and Sarai Doyle were 2 of the 5 people charged in 2024 with the torture and killing of a woman at a home in South Wilkes-Barre. Now investigators say the mother and daughter are also responsible for torturing and killing the homeowner, Debra Fox, before disposing of her body along the Cross Valley Expressway.
These are details, many of which described in black and white do not do them justice.
Those disturbing details bringing more charges for 2 women in Wilkes-Barre. Officials say Desiree, Linnette, and Sarai Doyle tortured and killed Debra Fox. Fox's body was found nearly 2 years ago in a wooded area off the Cross Valley Expressway in Wilkes-Barre.
If you take a life in the city of Wilkes-Barre, you will be brought to justice. Time is irrelevant. We work tirelessly and will continue to do so.
Investigators say Fox owned a home on Carlisle Street in South Wilkes-Barre. In February of 2024, the body of Nicole Cuevas was found buried in the basement. Police say she had been tortured and killed. Fox was not living there at the time. 5 people, including Linnette and Doyle, have been charged in that gruesome homicide case. Investigators now say Doyle and Linnette also tortured and killed Debra Fox in a similar manner.
Debra Fox was regularly starved, made to stand in a corner without her prosthetic leg, beaten repeatedly in the hotel room with hands and fists and also with her own cane. She had her head shaved. Her head was struck against the hotel room wall. She was strangled, and her body was placed on a luggage cart where it was then dumped behind the hotel.
It's those brutal details that have investigators considering the death penalty in this case.
It offended the senses of police officers that have seen some pretty horrible things over the course of 20 or 30 years. So that is obviously something that we take into great consideration, that there are just certain cases that are so offensive that the highest penalty under the law is warranted. And so that's part of the reason we're considering that in these cases.
Newswatch 16 spoke with Fox's daughters shortly before her remains were found in March of 2024. They hadn't seen their mother for months. They described her as a kind and caring person. Nearly 2 years later, officials say the charges against Linnette and Doyle are the first step towards closure for this family.
The longer it goes, sometimes the harder it gets to prove these cases and to make an arrest. That we've had many family members that pass away before they ever get to see justice. So the fact that this is not one of those cases is a big relief to all of us, and that's thanks to the detectives who really did work tirelessly.
Both Desiree, Linnette, and Sarai Doyle were arraigned earlier today on charges including first-degree murder. Linnette is also accused of stealing Fox's Social Security, and investigators believe that money was the motive for the murder in Luzerne County. Linnette and Doyle are locked up without bail. Both were already in jail for their charges in the case of Nicole Cuevas.